August is the new December, at least that's what the numbers tell us. In our role as business accountants, my team and I see this trend that seems to get deeper and deeper each year, and that's that August feels a lot like December for a lot of small businesses, and then it just feels like the world shuts down. And that can mean that sales and general business activity are really, really low, and that can have a negative impact on your cash flow. And it doesn't necessarily mean a problem in August with cash, but it can mean the knock-on effect in September. So say you normally invoice and get paid a month later, you not doing any work in August can have an impact on September and beyond. So I think the first thing for a lot of small businesses to do is go and have a look, because it's quite funny. You talk to a lot of owners in our role, and we're obviously excited about the numbers as business accountants, but it's not so much for everybody else. But have a look at your past figures. Have a look at last year's August or previous Augusts, or if you've got a few, have a look at a few of them and just see what you can see when you compare them against other months. Is August actually quite low? It'd be interesting to see for your industry if this is the case. I think if it turns out that it is the case and that August is potentially a low month for you, I think there's a few things you can do to help aid your cash flow. The first obvious one, of course, is be careful of the amount of money you're spending in the month. Sounds obvious, and it is. Maybe don't make some of those larger purchases unless you need to during the month. Some less obvious ones, though, are things like if you normally pay early. So in the small business world, I love early payers. I think we've all got a responsibility to make sure that we pay other small businesses on time. Late payments is a massive problem in this small business world. But you might be known for paying super early. Maybe you always pay the day you get your invoice and you love it. I know I love that kind of stuff. But sometimes if you know you're going to end up in a cash flow problem, maybe just paying to terms. And what I mean by that is not paying late, but just paying when it's expected. Maybe if you do it instantly, maybe just wait a week extra. And this is particularly important with taxes, because I think a lot of people, particularly say you employ a team, you have to pay your payroll taxes. Some people will pay the tax when they pay the team, but the tax often isn't due until nearly the middle of next month. So you could just wait and pay it on time rather than early. That can really have a positive effect. And then if you're looking around for more time, sometimes business credit cards are quite underused. I think people worry about those because, you're taught for your personal finances, be careful of credit. Credit's evil. But in the business world, having an extra 30 days to put something on your credit card and pay it all off, even if you're going to pay it off in full, is actually an awesome thing to do. So have a look at business credit cards as an option. And although that's a couple of ideas about spending money out, what about the money in? I think quite frequently we see with the data that we have that small businesses can really impact the amount of money they're drawing in by just getting better at collecting money from their own clients and customers. So whether that's just you sending more regular statements, some of which you can automate through technology, or whether it's just getting on the phone or handwritten letters, there's a lot of different ways of collecting money from people. But I find for most owners, it's actually just sitting down and having a look and just thinking who owes me what. We spend an awful lot of time as accountants reminding clients about who owes them money, and it's amazing the amount of people that just don't look at this regularly. So if that's you, maybe just get a time in August to have a look, do it early and chase those payments. And it doesn't just have to be August. I think these tactics are particularly relevant to help your cash flow regardless of what month it is. And if you find that August is a struggle for you, it's very likely that December it often is as well. So start planning early and hopefully you'll be in a good place for that one as well.